Hey everybody, it's Dr. Cara, and I am coming here to you today. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I've got my Animal Wisdom Oracle cards. There's my dog Aiko, who is one of the cards, and I am getting ready to bring the October forecast to us. So it's the Animal Wisdom Oracle forecast for October of 2020. And as I'm shuffling with my intention to get clarity on the energy that's around us this month, I just want to let you know what an amazing time I am having preparing for the Animal Wisdom World Summit. And I have been interviewing leadership experts and animal wisdom experts and conservationists and astrologists and authors and animal communicators and healers and all these amazing people who are coming together to bring a perspective on what's going on this year. What are the opportunities that we have now in 2020? What kind of leadership is our planet looking for? Is our humanity looking for? And how can we answer that call, each of us individually in our own way? And I think you'll be inspired, and I think you will be motivated to take some positive actions for yourself in whatever you want to create, whatever that calling is that you're feeling inside of you. It's an incredibly intense time, but it is also a very potent time. There's so much potential there. And I think you're going to be really surprised and excited about what these experts have to say about the patterns, the bigger patterns they're seeing globally, and the possibilities that are presenting themselves for us for moving forward into a new future. So I just saw this card and I'm going to go with it. So the first card that I'm drawing for October is Frog. And for me, Frog is really about right action. So it's really about not taking action until it's time to take action. Think about them. They're sit and wait predators. And so they make their living by just being present and being aware. And when it's time to act, they act decisively and all in. And so when it's not time to act, they are really residing in a place of equanimity and awareness. And that's what, in a lot of ways, we've been doing this. We've been really slowed down and hunkered down in one spot, and we're just watching what's going on. And the message from the frog is to trust your intuition. That's the frog's message to people. Trust your intuition. And that's what guides the frog, right? They have lots of opportunities to catch their dinner, and they have to follow their intuition to make that move at the right time. And that's what makes their action right action. It's aligned, it's guided, it's powerful, it's coming from within. And so they're answering that calling within them every time they do that. So what a great card for us for October, really taking in everything that's going on around us and taking action that's aligned with our hearts. Love the frog. I always love the frog. So I'm trying not to look at the cards and get distracted by them. And I just felt this one. So I just felt it with my fingers on top. That felt so solid. So I'm going to go with the African lioness. So the lioness is really about capability, really having the capacity to handle whatever comes our way, to take care of things, and really being in acceptance. So when we want to suffer, we can resist what's happening, right? We move out of acceptance and into resistance. It should be this way, it should be that way, it should be other than how it is. And what the lioness is really telling us is that we need to accept what is. And that goes along with the frog too, really just observing and accepting what is in our environment. The lioness takes it a step further and really moves into acceptance of ourselves. So we really need to be in a place of recognizing who we are, what we're up to, and accepting all of it, the light, the dark, the shadow, the bright, the, you know, the good, the bad, however you want to call it, the everything in between, the full spectrum of us as humans that we have. We're not all good or all bad. We all have a bit of everything, and sticking with it. So her challenge is enduring the hard times, and we certainly find ourselves in hard times right now. So really just sticking it out, playing the long game, and being really aware of what is outside of us and inside of us, and knowing that we are capable. We are strong and capable, and we can do it all. So just like the lioness. The owl keeps coming up, so I'm gonna go for it because I felt it. My thumb was on it like this, and I felt that strength from my thumb. So I'm gonna go with the owl, and the owl's my third card. The owl is all about clarity, compassion, you know, really what the owl described to me as unbearable compassion, of really, you know, compassion means suffering with someone. So really seeing the suffering, and even if it's their suffering, really suffering with them, having that passion with them, making it our own, recognizing that we're not separate. It's, if you're suffering, I'm suffering. I have that here as well. And so it can be overwhelming. It can be hard to bear. It can just lay us wide open when we open ourselves up to the truth of the amount of suffering in our world at any time. The owl also is about taking action for yourself, to take care of yourself, and accepting the consequences. So often, we can take action in order to get something that we want, you know, and not to say that we're manipulative, but that we're doing something intentionally to get a certain outcome. We're attached to the outcome. We want to have our cake and eat it too. We want to do what we want, but we don't want any bad consequences. And the owl says, no, it's time to step it up. You have to take care of yourself, take action from your heart, your truth, your needs, and accept the consequences of that action. And right now we're not seeing a lot of that in the leadership in this country, in the United States anyways. There's not a lot of accepting the consequences. There's a lot of wanting things to only go my way, and not really seeing other sides. So this is a good reminder for all of us that that exists, that is part of all of us and who we are. And we can really see more clearly. I mean, owls are so known for their intellect, their vision, and their instincts, right? So the very strong sixth chakra. But it's really about seeing things clearly. And that's, you know, to me, the theme that goes through all of those cards is the clarity, the acceptance, the recognition of what is, the not putting our head in the sand and trying to convince ourselves that things are any way other than exactly how they are. They're not how we want them to be. They are how we are. And when we move into that place of acceptance, then that's where our power resides. And that's where our actions will come from that alignment within ourselves with truth, and with the truth of ourselves and our situation. And then our instincts, our intuition can guide us into the right actions that we should take, that are the right actions for us. And then Owl reminds us that if those are the actions we need to take, we have to be willing to accept the consequences as well. So just know that there are consequences, and be willing to accept them, whatever they may be, for whatever the situation is. My mind is very much on a planetary perspective right now. And so I really think about this in terms of global leadership, because that's what I've been talking about in the Animal Wisdom World Summit interviews with all these experts from all over the world, talking about the bigger picture of 2020, the pandemic, the protests, the upsetting, the deconstruction of a lot of the structures that we were used to in our world, making way for a new new order, a new way of being, a new structure, a new humanity. And so these cards are right in line with all of those conversations and all of that vision, and really bringing it back to each one of us has the power inside of us. When we're aligned in ourselves and living our right livelihood and living our truth and being in acceptance of what is, that's where we're most powerful. And the more individuals around the world that we have living in that truthful, honest way, the more powerful we are collectively. And then the shared vision is more likely to come to fruition. So I think these cards, taken all together, are really about staying the course, staying calm, not freaking out, holding on to that vision, being clear about where we're going, and taking the actions that will get us there, the actions that come from our hearts, that come from that place of love, because we need to act out of love, and not to necessarily manipulate a situation, but to take right action that's aligned with our hearts and our guidance and our souls. So really powerful cards. It's a really powerful time in the world. 2020 is a very intense, volatile, powerful time. A lot of changes. And to me, these cards are the roadmap for how we can stay in alignment within ourselves during turbulent times, stay the course, be true to ourselves, be true to our vision, keep holding that vision, not get dissuaded from that vision, have the clarity of what we want to create, and be open to the possibilities that present themselves so that we're ready to take action when action is called for. So just to show you again, the frog, the lioness, and the owl. Those are our cards this month in October. And interesting, we've got a mammal, a bird, an amphibian. So we've got, across the animal kingdom, and yet there's definitely the theme there. So that's my take on the Animal Wisdom Forecast for October 2020. What do you have to add to that? How can we make this forecast even richer? I would love to hear from you in the comments, and just let me know, what do these cards say to you? What can you add to broaden and enrich this conversation? And definitely please join me April 12th and 13th for the Animal Wisdom World Summit, and I'll put a link in the description below so that you can get over there and join us and receive the wisdom, not only from the animals, but from these amazing humans. I guess we're all animals. So it is all animal wisdom, but also from the humans who are, really the leaders, and they're in the trenches, really bringing positive leadership to our planet at a time when it is so desperately needed. So I hope you'll join me there. I think you will be inspired and enlightened and illuminated and motivated and all kinds of good stuff. And I'll look forward to seeing you there. Have a beautiful month and stay true to yourself. Bye, everybody.